Hello, it's day 2 of the Sim Racing Expo, and I'm here with Matt Sten, CEO of Trak Racer, in front of their beautiful, F1 car and TRX rig. How's it going, Matt?
Wonderful. Thanks, Tom. It was nice to see you again.
Yeah. Oh, of course, because you've been on the podcast before, so second visit. Welcome,
number
welcome
one.
back. How's the expo been so far?
We've had a lot of positive feedback, mostly about the new Alpine rig and our peripherals, which no one was expecting. So, I think it's worthwhile.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun walking around the Trak Racer expo hall, because you've got like a huge footprint here, and you've got the Alpine car as well. And actually, I have to admit, it's the first time I've been up close and personal with an Alpine. It's a pretty sexy looking car, right?
Yeah, well, that's the A110S, which isn't your standard Alpine A110S. You've got the S and then you've got the R.
Right. Okay.
The R, there's only two of them. That's the Alonso version. So unfortunately, we weren't able to get one of those, but this one's amazing anyway.
Yeah. So
it matches your.
It does?
Your orange.
So we were saying yesterday with a couple of our guests that the expo hasn't necessarily been as busy maybe as we expected it, but I've noticed that the Trak Racer area is always pretty much full. There's always every single rig is taken. So are you getting a lot of good feedback on your products?
Yeah, well, for the peripherals, it was good to show those to customers and get feedback, because we haven't gone into production yet, but we will over the next few months. So we're getting valuable feedback there. So far, we've had all positive feedback about the TRX, including one muscle man that came over yesterday, and he's like, put that SimuCube Pro at 100%. I want to try out your rig, and then after that, he said, "This is the best rig I've ever seen."
I mean, you can't get much better than that. I mean, the TRX so I'm a member of your Trak Racer Facebook group, and there is so much talk in there every single day about the TRX. Like, your customers cannot wait for the guys who have pre-ordered it, can't wait to see it.
And
this is one of the first times it's been seen out in the wild, right?
Well, it is the first time. We've got over 1,200 pre-orders as well.
Right. Wow, that's epic. That is very, very cool. Yeah. And okay, so we've got the TRX is here, so that's a big deal. That's like, you've been waiting for this. It's great to get it out there in the open. But you've also got your electronics.
Yes.
So Trak Racer historically have all been about the rigs mainly, right? And now you've got the electronics coming out. That's a huge step for the company, right?
Yeah, and unlike a lot of companies, we've actually developed our own software. So it'll work with our own software, but also SimHub and Z1 for those guys that prefer those. So we're not locking people into our ecosystem.
Oh, that's actually really interesting, because I knew that you were coming out with your own software, and I figured it was because you wanted to get everybody to kind of stay within the ecosystem. But I mean, that makes so much more sense, allowing people to use SimHub, because we're all creatures of habit, right? If I've set my SimHub up exactly how I want it, and then you're saying I can't use SimHub, maybe not smart.
We want ours to be as good or better than SimHub, but that's been around for a while. So, but ours does. You can dial in the pedals perfectly. You can configure the wheel. Everything works.
Yeah.
But some people, they prefer SimHub.
So you've been manufacturing cockpits for years. Okay, that's been your bread and butter. Now you brought out electronics. You've had to kind of venture into the software side of things. How was that?
Well, I like to keep busy. So the TRX, it's done now. That kept me busy for a while. 2 years ago, I started working on our own amplifier. We've got our own bass shaker under this one.
Oh, nice.
So
I felt that yesterday, actually. I didn't know what it was. I assumed it was a butt kicker or something. But it's your own thing.
Yeah, it's our own product. So
nice.
We've been running that for the duration of the event. It hasn't cut out, it hasn't overheated and turned off at all.
Yeah.
So, it's a good testament to how it's going to go.
Nice. So talk to us a little bit about the actual range you've got. So we can see here in the background in the glass cases over there, I can see pedals, I can see wheels.
Should we go over there?
I can see handbrakes. Yeah, let's venture over. We'll venture over. And then I can see the amplifier as well, right? This is the shaker?
That's a bass shaker.
Yep.
So we'll be selling a 2x100 amplifier with 100-watt bass shakers.
Right, nice, okay. And then we've got a series of wheels, right? So we've got a Formula style wheel, GT wheel, we've got LEDs, and then we've got this kind of showstopper in the top, right?
I won't pull that out.
Yeah, so it looks nice. Okay, so we've got dual clutches at the back, and there's the LED screen. So how far along the production is this? Because I know that a lot of this is kind of 3D printed, right? Just to kind of give people a taste of what's coming.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we did have the Formula style with LCD shipped over. Unfortunately, it's being held in Cologne by customs. So We were hoping to show it today, but it looks like it's going to arrive on Monday, unfortunately. But you grab that. There's nothing else in the market that feels the ergonomics of that. It's amazing.
Yeah, it does feel very comfortable. Yeah, nice. Okay. Oh, you've got the rotary dials down the bottom as well. Okay, I've not seen that before.
Yeah, and this will be a standalone rim that we'll offer, and this actually is a plate. So when you remove that, the Fanatec hub will fit in there. So you've got the little toggle that fits through there.
Right. Okay. So you can attach this to Fanatec.
Correct.
Nice. Okay. Cool. And then talk to us a little bit about the pedals. I mean, they look pretty mean. And you've got the plate on the accelerator that I like on the right hand side to stop your feet slipping off.
That's it's adjustable and also removable.
Okay.
So these are load cell pedals. The brake is a 200 kilo load cell brake, which is pretty pretty standard
beefy.
these days.
Yeah.
Inside here we've got vibration speakers. It's also got the ability to add our mini bass shaker to each one of the pedals.
Right, okay, that's really interesting. I remember last year D-Box did that, and it was, from what we could tell, kind of the first time somebody had put that feedback into the wheel, and obviously now we've got SimuCube with the force feedback for like €2,000. This feels like a nice halfway point between, just a bit of vibration and the full-on force feedback. This kind of sits in the middle, right?
Well, it's just tactile. It's a tactile transducer. It's just vibration, so you'll feel the bumps and etc. But it's going to add that realism, and it might cost you €50 a pedal. So
I mean, that's incredible. Yeah. So and that's going to be compatible with ACC, iRacing, Formula 1, etc.
Yeah, we've got all the plugins, including GT7.
Oh right, nice.
PlayStation. Yeah. So that's, to my knowledge, GT7's like the first game to give out that telemetry data. Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, so
that's very cool. Okay, so your wheelbases will be compatible for console as well as PC.
The wheels will plug into all of the main bases.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Which, if they work with console, they'll work with our wheel.
Yeah. Okay.
So next year we'll release our own direct drive systems. The easy route is PC.
Yep.
And then we'll throw a bunch of money at Sony and Microsoft to hopefully get in their system.
Well, this is very exciting. And you were saying yesterday that we could be expecting these by kind of like Q2, Q3?
Mid next year.
Mid next year, yeah.
Everything here.
Great.
The direct drive it'll be announced probably mid next year, but it's going to take a bit more time.
Okay, so you've got a handbrake here?
That's our sequential shifter.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice.
And the difference with this, so we haven't used analog switches. It's all Hall sensors.
Yep.
So on the paddles, they don't wear out.
Yeah.
So that's the main benefit. The sequential shifter, it's not just a simple switch. It's actually got a gear mechanism.
Oh, okay.
So you'll feel that crunch. It gives you that realistic feeling and the noise.
Yeah.
At a very reasonable price point.
Okay, nice. So you've said €50, we said reasonable price points, etc. So where do you think you're going to sit in the market generally with your electronics?
So the €50 is just to add add the vibration onto the pedals, but
in sim racing that seems reasonable compared to a lot of add-ons that you buy, right?
All of our products are reasonably priced. High quality and well priced. So, but look, we will be sitting around the Fanatec price points.
Yeah.
But more value for money. So, and then, so this is our handbrake, 50 kilo, a load cell.
Nice.
And then the bass shaker, which we've already developed a bracket that'll fit onto a office chair. The TRX has the mounting points to add 5.
I used that yesterday. It felt good. I actually didn't realise it was your own thing. I assumed it was something else. But yeah, it did feel very good.
But we've added mounting points all around the rig, so people can add up to 5.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And then will your own software or the SimHub software allow you to kind of customise what you feel at the front, what you feel at the back, how
Correct.
you feel curbs on either side of the car, etc.
Yeah. So just to have have a chat about the TRX. So when we started designing the TRX, I was getting sick and tired of people saying, don't buy a tube frame. You can't adjust it enough. And even today on Facebook, I read a comment, if anything but extrusion is a gimmick and you can't adjust it, it's shit.
Right.
You can adjust the TRX far more easily. It's much smoother, toolless than a profile rig.
And I suppose there's a difference between just like pure customization. Okay, I've got these bits where I can just bolt stuff on, to actually bespoke customization. So you can customize your rig in the way it's meant to be customized, right?
Yeah, well, it's, like people say, get a profile, you can add whatever. How many people add whatever?
Yeah.
And it's like, vehicles. You buy a finished vehicle. Mm-hmm. You don't, who adds, you customize it, but most people don't. But our product does what it's intended to do, and it does it really well.
And the other thing is, if you have a profile rig, okay, anyone can just clag on a handbrake mount or a gear stick mount. Okay, that's fine. But actually, your rig has been developed by engineers at Alpine who get ergonomics. So okay, you could build your own, but this is going to be better because this has been built by engineers who know what they're doing, right?
Yeah, and at the moment, there's not a profile rig out there that can change between Formula and GT in a couple of minutes. Yeah. Or less.
So we actually adjusted yours yesterday from the GT to Formula, and you've got this kind of innovative pull-out, I don't know what you would call that, this kind of pull-out plug at the back there, which made it...
Oh, we can go on it. No one's on there.
Let's give it a go, yeah.
So you undo that one.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah.
So this is Formula. GT, that's the seat only. And then we've got, you just tighten that up. And you can see our base shaker under there, that's going crazy.
Yeah.
And then you've got sliders on the wheel mount. You've got a slider on the pedal.
Yeah, so that is quick.
It's hard to do with one hand, but
yeah. So that's a lot quicker than a lot of the rigs where it will take you 10 minutes. You've got to get an Allen key out in a lot of cases, right?
We're not the first to come out with a hybrid rig, but we're the first to do it without tools. So most people will go a low-end simulator that does both, but they'll keep it in one position because it's a pain in the ass to change. So we wanted, essentially you're getting two rigs for probably a 50% markup on our TR8.
Yeah, okay. So the other thing that I wanted to touch on, I know we've walked over here now, but your electronics. So you developed the TRX with Alpine, so you get all of their expertise. Are you going to be getting any expertise from Alpine for your electronics? Is there any kind of partnership in the
there is something in the pipeline, which I can't really talk about now, but you can guess.
Yeah, it sounds exciting.
But it will be working on the Trak Racer Command Center, which is the software that drives all the peripherals. So it will be a plug-in something, which will be approved by Alpine F1 team.
Well, that's very exciting. I think 2023 is going to be a big year for Trak Racer. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, mate.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tom.
Enjoy the rest of the expo.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks.
Thank you, mate.